It's your boy Bleeve. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Never looking back since I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world. I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love by the waterfalls. I'm living that good life after all. Yeah. La da da da. Good life, sitting by the fire. La da day, good life, feeling that breeze. La da da da, good life, taking you higher.
What is going on, everybody? I hope that you are having a great morning. My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves, and we are coming in hot this morning. There has been a decent sort of recovery from what was just a catastrophic sort of flash crash. We're going to dig into that flash crash. We got a little bit more data on what happened, and then we're going to look and we're going to answer one of the big questions for the day. Are we going to answer it for good? No, because the debate's going to continue to go forever. But the question of the day, Bitcoin or gold? Which is the better long-term hodl? Now, if you said, well, yeah, gold's going to be the best hodl, well, then you just fucked up, right? Because I think if you're watching my channel, then you already know the answer to that is going to be Bitcoin. However, the other part to it is safety. And are you really buying gold even when you buy gold? Because you know, the one thing that changed about the world is you no longer just buy gold. You're not buying bricks of gold. You're actually buying, you're investing in a clearinghouse when you're buying gold because they're holding it for you just in case. Wink, wink. And we've experienced over the last year or so a whole lot of collapses in cryptocurrency. And what are you told every single time? Not your keys, not your crypto. Well, not your clearinghouse, not your gold. So, but that's okay because the clearinghouses are regulated. So, I mean, obviously, anything that's regulated by the U.S. government isn't going to fail, right? Right, Silicon Valley Bank, right, Signature Bank, right, First Republic Bank. Nothing is going to fail, right? Yeah, that's can't fail, not if the government's involved. So, I mean, guys, we're going to answer that question. But in the meantime, we're going to dig into the market. We're going to see where everything is, and we're going to get a sense of it. And then again, we're going to answer the question about why. So, first of all, pre-market looking really nice for the morning, up 152, 136, and 22. Earnings whispers are coming in still good. I mean, like, the most important part anytime you're looking these things up is, you know, where does what does the market think right now? Well, MasterCard beats. Medical Properties Trust, 350 million. It missed, but it missed on 37 a share versus 37. So it was basically a tie. It missed on the revenue, which was 350 billion to 354 million. And it's not even a $1 billion company. And I don't mean that as disrespectful to anybody who might be in that, but come on. Peabody Energy beats, AbbVie beats, Domino's beats because of course, Crocs beat. Like, Jesus Christ, ladies, come on, cut that shit out. And not only did Crocs beat 261 per share, versus 213 per share. Can we talk about this shit, ladies? Come on now. $884 million versus $850 million. Jesus Christ. Altria Group missed, but just barely. 118 per share versus 119 per share. Rockwell Automation, of course, digital automation beats because that's what we're doing. We're replacing you with something that will actually work, right? That's what we're being told. American Airline misses because the airlines are not doing very well. Eli Lilly, the drug manufacturer, is down from $7 billion in revenue, 162 per share. The estimate was 173 per share and 6.9 million. Now, they did give an estimate saying that they expect their earnings going to go up in the next little while. Again, Southwest Airline misses. Valero Energy beats. Merck reports in line, basically beats. Caterpillar beats. Honeywell beats. Guys, it's getting crazy, right? Like at some point we have to recognize that this market is not doing what all of these assholes at the Fed are telling us, right? All we're doing is just telling you how much money all these people are making, and it's getting obnoxious at this point. And I hope that you guys can agree with that. It's just out of control, right? It's just out of control. So let's close that out. Let's look at the overall market, down 3.5%. Basically, Ethereum down 4% to the last 24 hours. But when you come over here and you look at the close since last night, Bitcoin's up. Looking at the chart right here, you saw this big high spike to 30,000 yesterday, which of course everybody said was not going to happen again. And of course it happened again because bullish. And here we are one more time. And J.R. Alcorta is here from Texas. Man, I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much for checking out the show. 30,000 one more time after, here we go. We're going down. We get a flash crash. Crazy little flash crash. Here's the great part, right? Bitcoin closed a red, it closed a green candle. God damn it, I keep using these colors. It closed a green candle. So even on the horrible get dunked on sort of day, Ethereum closed a green candle. Bitcoin closed a green candle. As Snoop said, you better back up off me and sit your cup down because something's wrong with your brain. Or something like, I don't know what the fuck his lyric is. He just said some kind of crazy shit about backing up on people. Don't know what that's all about. But Bitcoin starting to move a little bit up today. Not great. Not, it's not one of those incredible sort of runs, but we have $12.9 billion being injected into the market so far, and it seems to be moving up. We've got a positive day on the Dow Jones. So we're going to see. We've got California in the house. Hey, man, I don't hold it against you. Laws and regulations change over time and people start to go crazy, and that's okay. Your state's going a little bit crazy right now, but you know what? Everything rights itself given some time. So I'm not really worried about it. You're going to be just fine. Now, I got to point out this because this is goddamn hilarious. I don't know who that. I don't know who she's pretending to be. I think it's somebody from the Mockingbird J fucking movie, whatever the movie's called, the Hunger Games. That they're treating Liz Warren like she's somebody from there, and I want to say it's some bitch we don't like, right? Because it fits, right? But here's the thing: Elizabeth Warren wants the police at your door in 2024. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Roger Marshall want to make your crypto wallet illegal, and their plans run contrary to the principles they campaigned on. These dirtbags, and that's the only way that you can fairly lead off. Now, is all of her policies crazy and stuff like that? Of course not. All of her policies are centered around you're not smart enough to handle your own money. The U.S. government has to do it for you. She is a dangerous dirtbag in the world. And guys, look, I know that a lot of us felt good about her maybe at some point. Maybe we even voted for her at some point if we're in Massachusetts, or like we chew our own shoes for fucking sustenance, or whatever causes you to vote for somebody like Pocahontas, Jokahannas, pick a name, Ignoramus, I don't know. But she's not pro crypto. She is completely anti crypto. And at this point, the devil in disguise, so to speak. Now, for people in Massachusetts, that may not be a deal breaker. That is an issue. But it should be pointed out that nothing short of government control is what she wants to settle for. Now, she's only one of 100 people, so her a power grab doesn't really resonate, and it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. But here's what does matter: she's bought and paid for by banks. She's a corporate shill. Her job, everything that she does, is to campaign and take money. And if you remember, by the way, there was a time, and I want to go back, I'm going way back in time here to, I think it's 2015, 2016, the early parts of the election, when Johannes was still running for office, and she wanted to be the president. This bitch wanted to be president, right? And guess what? They had this campaign pledge. All of these guys came out on stage, and Bernie Sanders said in his we got to do something about your kids, Marty, or whatever the fuck Bernie says, that he's not going to take money from banks. He's not going to take money from these special political action committees. He's only going to run a grassroots campaign. And she said, yeah, I'm going to run on a grass campaign as long as people at the bank are smoking grass, because I'm taking that corporate check, baby. Woo! And she got 1% of the vote, and she faded away pretty quickly. But she was still a senator. She's bought and paid for by the people in real power. Look, we're an oligarchy at this point, right? You got it. Everybody who doesn't recognize that, something wrong with you. It's not something wrong with me. Something wrong with you. We're sitting in an oligarchy right now where the rich try to know what's best for you. She thinks she knows what's best for you. She thinks she knows what you need, right? Better than you. She knows how to take care of your family better than you know how to take care of your family. Do you know why? Do you know why she thinks she knows that? Because she wants control. Because the banks tell her, hey, we're going to keep giving you money, but fuck crypto. And she's like, that's exactly right. Fuck crypto. Cut me a check. And then she said, and then they say, that's a good girl. Here's your treat. Nom, 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 nom. And she's like, thank you, daddy. Thank you. Or, whatever. I don't know what the fuck she says, but I'm sure it's something like, thank you, noble American European guy, whatever. Hiya, bunga, hiya, whatever the fuck she pretended to be, right? She's a liar. She's deceitful. I mean, Jesus Christ, are we, you know what I mean? It's insane, right? But let's move on a little bit, because Johannes, Jesus fucking Christ, Bitcoin flash crash triggered by bogus data. Here's what happened. Now we're going to dig into this. The crash was allegedly due to a wallet moved by the U.S. government and the sell-off of Mt. Gox Bitcoin. The Twitter account DB sent out the automated tweet at 4:08 p.m. But stated, and that's what it stated, right? Arkham Intelligence denies sending out erroneous messages. For its part, Arkham conducted investigation DB alert situation to determine that Arkham alerts were sent correctly in this case. The platform claims that the DB set 2 alerts for all Bitcoin transactions worth more than $10,000 and named those alerts Mt. Gox and US Gov. Thus, the Arkham account of events suggests that the DB inferred the transactions of specific Bitcoin addresses from the designation he himself assigned. When we fixed a bug causing us not to send alerts to unconfigs like this, he then correctly received many alerts based on his parameters. No one received inaccurate alerts. They simply began receiving the alerts they had previously sent. So it's not that Mt. Gox and the U.S. government were actually doing it. It's that he labeled it that way. So there you go. There it is. So this caused a cascade of liquidations. Now, I don't know that this is the case, because when you go back and you look, there's not that many people that are following this guy. This is not really a market maker, market shaker sort of situation. This was, I think, somebody who was looking for information about why this was happening, not why it actually happened. So what you saw was this gigantic capitulation that happened very fast in real time. And what this was is a classical long squeeze. What this was somebody on Binance, by the way, on Binance, they were seeing what was going on. They were seeing that everybody got real happy because they saw this pump happen again, right? It's what you would call a bull trap. This is a standard bull trap. So what they did is they got all of these people right here saying, "Oh shit, here it goes." And if this is what's getting ready to happen, if this is how we're pumping, then 30,200 is inevitable, because that's the entry point. 26 down here. 26.6 down here is your big entry point for a long position, and your other entry point for a long position. And I don't mean a flip trade or a scalp. I mean an actual long trade. It's going to be 26.6 and it's going to be 30,002, because 30,002 would be the breakout. And that would mean that we're going up. We're going to start testing new highs. Well, we were getting close to it. So people decided, oh, here we go. Let's get in early. And then some whales, some market makers, some institutions saw all of this liquidity that was sitting right there from all of these people who threw money at these long positions, and it was leveling them up. And they were like, here we go, baby. The bull run is on. And somebody came in and just wiped them out. And they wiped them out catastrophically. And then what happened? The rest of the market started to sell off because they're like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. And then what happens? DB comes out with, well, the US government's moving shit around and Mount Gox. And when they said the magic Mount Gox word, then everybody else was like, oh shit, that must be happening. Like, again, Rodney was also sharing it because he saw it too. Like, he was getting the alert as well. You know, like, everybody's getting this crazy alert. I just don't fall for that shit. And I went looking to find out what was really going on. And it was not that. But everybody got the alert. Everybody dumped. And then what, of course, happened is we got back to the floor that we were. Look at this. If I put the line right there, we got back to the exact spot where we should have bounced anyway. And what did we do? We then bounced. And who bought this? Because look at this move afterwards. That is a violent and sharp move that just ripped absolutely up about 8% in a very short order on Bitcoin, right? It's crazy, right? So now here we are consolidating right here where we're, you know, it's a decent consolidation period spot, but I don't know that that's the best of spots for us to consolidate, but it is where we are right now, right here on the top of where we are. We're using it as support right now. Hopefully we'll continue to do that for the next few hours, get a good amount of confirmation. If we look at the 4 hour, we have we've got 28.6 as support now, because we've got 3 4 hour candles that are over it. And to be fair, like, if you look at this, you really get the sense that that's a pennant sort of formation. So the possibility certainly exists that we're on our way up. It looks like it, but this pressure right here, and you notice this pressure is coming down, but this pressure is coming up. So it has to blow one way or another. And the market sentiment still maintains positive. So it really seems like it's going to go up. So that's what happened. Now, bye-bye Bitcoin bears is the next big article here. And it says the halving is where you can go and you can look at all of the data and really get a sense. And this is the stuff that I'm going to read, by the way, when I look. If you don't, by the way, you should have. But I have a BLEEVESCRYPTO tab over here on Twitter so that I can see look on chain, price of Blur, stuff like that. Watcher Guru, US Q1 GDP rises by 1.1% lower than expectations. Interesting. Now, then we've got Crypto Rover over here, who's got the parabolic curve, market conditions, et cetera, et cetera. Going down the list here, you're going to see, yeah, so we've got another one. We've got Head and Shoulders forming potentially, but here's the big one right here, right? This is kind of a halving sort of scenario, letting you know, this is where we are right now. This is where we were back in whatever the fuck area this is, 2016. This is where the fuck we were in 2019. This is the bottom. Like it's all playing out again. This is where we are right now. What happened where we are right now? It always went crazy and it went up, right? So what happens? It's gonna keep going up. So did I rug again? God damn it. Well, can you hear me now? Aha. Yeah, that's crazy. Can you hear me now? Okay. Thank you very much. Get to the chopper. Anyway, so this is playing out the same way that it's always played out. And it plays out over and over again. You can't forego history with and look, like Crypto Rover. I watch Crypto Rover every once in a while. Not the videos. I'm not that fucking retarded. I don't have that much of an extra chromosome in me. Sorry to the people who identify, but Crypto Rover is one of those guys. He's like, Bitcoin breaking soon. And then a few minutes later, like 5 minutes later, he'll be Bitcoin dumped. I knew it. It was going to happen. We could see this. You know what I mean? Like he just lies his ass one way or another, but still, he is constantly tweeting, and I see that constant information. But as I go down my lists over here, I see all of these different moves, and it gives me an idea of what I'm looking for on my charts. And they do show all of these different insane price action today by anyone's. And Satoshi Flipper, one of those guys, 140,000 followers, pays attention to the markets. Income Sharks pays attention to the market. These guys are really in tune and have been here for a long time. So I come in here and check this out to try to get ideas. I don't always agree with them because they're wrong sometimes, but I do see the patterns that they have and the breakouts that they have. And if I agree with them, then that's when I come to you and say, yeah, this actually checks out. Otherwise, I do look at this for like long term. I started off and I made this originally just for news and for people to give me an idea of certain things. So, but anyway, let's move on. Coinbase will win lawsuit against the SEC, predicts pro XRP lawyer. Here's why. And this is John Deaton, by the way. John Deaton, who's an XRP maxi. He says, I've read the Coinbase writ. It is on target, and I'm predicting a win, just like one I predicted early on that Grayscale would win regarding a Bitcoin spot exchange. I researched the mandamus writs 2.5 years ago. Coinbase is on solid legal grounds. Over a year ago, I said the crypto industry will win in court. The SEC does not have the law on its side, and the facts the SEC has created the last 6 years put them on the losing side. Not only that, but now we have these videos coming out of Gary Gensler and at least one of his eyes talking about cryptocurrency, calling all of it not a security. Not a security. All over the place. So it's just unfucking believable. The nerve of this prick to come out here and tell you everything's a security, boss, when clearly he did not even believe it. So what he's doing is he is jeopardizing the entirety of his integrity. Or here's the other part, right? If he says, well, Jesus, George, what I always thought was that everything was a security. If he says something stupid like that, then that meant that you paid a college or a university money for your kid to go be lied to and deceived by Gary Gensler, and there should be a class action lawsuit against that university for hiring a teacher that was fucking lying, right? One way or another, get this prick because he's out of control, right? Do what you got to do, but it sure would be fun if that he got sued one way or another. He gets sued by the Coinbase because he hasn't clarified anything in crypto, and then he gets sued by the people that sent their kids to the university because he has to be lying about it, right? Like it would just be hilarious to see that shit play out. Now, the question of the day, the $1 billion dilemma: gold or Bitcoin. Now, Imagine a scenario where you receive $1.7 billion worth of gold or Bitcoin, but you must hold on to the investment for a decade. This hypothetical situation raises the question, which asset would be a wiser choice? By exploring the history, benefits, and drawbacks of both gold and Bitcoin, we aim to provide balanced perspective on this fascinating conundrum. And we're not going to go through the history. Um, Gold, we can always find more versus the Bitcoin limited supply. The issue of supply plays a significant role when comparing gold and Bitcoin. While gold reserves can continually expand as new deposits are discovered or through extraterrestrial sources, Bitcoin supply is capped at 21 million coins. This fundamental difference in supply dynamics has implications for the long term value and scarcity of both. Nothing says I don't have enough gold like the federal government coming after me. Lizard Queen Jokahannes taking down my internet, you raggedy bitch. So, yeah, that was crazy. It all went down. And by the way, I'm getting alerts here that say that my connection is unstable and all messed up. Wi-Fi signal is just going like absolutely bonkers right now. So, yeah. So we're gonna have to go. We'll have to cover the rest of this tonight. I'll be back for the evening show, and we'll see what we can't do at that point. But we'll talk to you guys again very, very soon.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, in the proofs and the pudding. So, can we forget about the things I said when I was strong? I ain't mean to call you that. I'm ice cold